With blood and rage of crimson red, ripped from a corpse so freshly dead, together with our hellish hate, we'll burn you all. That is your fate.
This is Red Lantern Russell from
Tomes of Evil,
and you're listening to Sector 2814, a Green Lantern podcast.
Hi, this is Phil, and I'm here to tell you all about the Capes and Lunatics Patreon. Don't miss out on our comic book creator interviews, including our monthly Chichester chats with comic book legend D.G. Chichester, superhero movie brackets in our search for the worst comic book movie of all time, and many, many more specials, all completely uncensored. Access starts for $3 a month, full video when you pledge $5 a month. Check out the link in our show notes or go to patreon.com/capesandlunatics. Hope to see you there.
This is Ron Mars. You are listening to the Capes and Lunatics podcast.
In brightest day,
in blackest nights,
no evil shall escape my sight.
But those who worship evil's might,
beware my power.
Green Lantern's light. Hello and welcome back to another week of Sector 2814, the Green Lantern podcast. I am Phil. Joining me, as always, Master of the Core, it is.
I am Will. Hey, everyone.
And we're trying to pull Matt Kona out of a spatial phenomenon, so yes, still no sign of Matt Kona, but hopefully soon. All right, so it seems like it's been a while since we've done this, a regular episode, you and me, because last week we talked to Ron Mars, the week before that we had Lilith on and did the crossover awesome with Silver Surfer,
yeah.
So.
Back to a normal episode.
Think about it.
And Guy Gardner shows up, so it's perfect.
Yeah, but not a lot. Not a lot.
Sure.
I'll go out on a limb here and say this week will be better than the Siege of the Z Chamari or whatever. Or the Guy Gardner.
Don't doubt. You're absolutely right.
Or the Guy Gardner crossover, yes.
Without a doubt.
All right, but before we dive into those issues, allow me to show you some comics I got last week, William.
Green Lantern number 10, perhaps?
Green Lantern number 10 is, yes, I have two.
Nice.
That is one of them, yes.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, we get some more John Stewart stuff. He's, it seems like he may be ascending. I mean, all right, it's still not getting a full explanation, but it almost seems, I don't know if Jeffrey Thorne's hinting around that it's like, just from a couple lines that were thrown out where it's like, well, hey, since the multiverse has been back, Hyper Time has just been out there, just like all chaotic and unconnected to anything. So Hyper Time.
Okay, cool.
So there was one or two lines with Hyper Time thrown out. So I'm wondering if he's going to play with that. Be like, hey, you know what? Everyone dropped Hyper Time once the multiverse came back. So hey,
now we've got a multiverse and Hyper Time and everything. Okay, cool.
Yes.
Let's see, DC vs. Vampires number 4, I think, came out too, didn't it?
Let me check the list. No, that might be this
week? Okay.
Yeah, I haven't picked it up yet. Let me check so I'll be picking it up tomorrow. Yeah.
I've read the first 3 issues, and I am slightly annoyed that Hal was the first beachhead that the vampires got in, the heroes. That annoys me somewhat, but oh well.
Just say they went for the best, Will. Come on.
That's true. They went for the best.
Can I whet your appetite with the last page of Green Lantern 10, which I think you will find very pleasing?
Okay, cool. Very cool.
There's reinforcements show up to help on Oa. The Justice League, and look who's front and center. Yes.
Hal, nice.
So issue 11, man. Hal's leading the Justice League in the help.
Very cool. Now, at the end of number 9, it looked like Jo was in street clothes and not. Did her ring get? I wasn't certain if her ring got depowered or. Well, her ring's different, so I wasn't sure.
Yeah, I don't know if it was just like the way her ring charges, because eventually it does she does get a charge back.
Okay.
And other Guardians come in to fight this big threat.
Because I know a certain guy that has like the strongest willpower in the universe that could maybe just like grab a hold of that ring and charge it for her,
Yeah. But no, like one of the, I mean, you saw the big threat at the end of 9, right?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
So yeah, so one of the female guardians gets up in the giant's face and was like, this was all part of the plan, because she even says to him, "I forged a new power ring separate from the primary network. I presented it to a human unknown to you or your siblings," meaning Joe's ring.
Ah, nice.
and it's like, I sent Sojourner Mullen and Jon Stewart far away to places invisible to scrutiny, protected from whatever doom you planned. So Joe and John were kind of the
fail-safes.
Yes.
Nice. Very cool.
Which, why wouldn't you use Jon Stewart if he's,
a guardian?
I guess he's rocking guardian power, yeah. So it looks like it. Like I said, it's going to heat up because Hal and some reinforcements show up at the end. So
nice. Oh, and I have a comment about the annual when we talk about the Green Lantern Annual number 4 in just a bit.
Okay, but no, the other
about Guy having a battery. I wanted to.
Yeah. Oh yeah, trust me, we're going to talk about that. Yeah. But no, after last week's conversation, I wanted to say I also picked up Silver Surfer Rebirth number 1.
Awesome. Is it live up to your expectations?
It's good, of course. Again, it's good. Mars wrote it. Ron Lim drew it. Of course, it's good. Again, it's set up. It's pretty much what we got in the description. It begins with like Genus trying to like keep a ship from getting like sucked into a black hole or something, and he's like having trouble.
Wait a minute. Isn't he dead?
Well, no, this takes place in the 90s, so.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
So it takes place in the past before he gets like chopped up or whatever from Thunderbolts. I don't remember that.
Although William, he has reappeared in the Carol Danvers Captain Marvel book, which is set in present day.
I've got a bunch of those that I just have in a stack that I want to read. I just haven't sat down to do it.
They haven't explained how he's back, but because he just like showed up in the last issue. But this one's set. Cool. This one's set in the 90s because this is even before all the Peter David stuff.
Gotcha.
And he's having trouble with the ship, and then of course the Surfer comes in and like just helps him easily.
Yeah, because he's the Surfer.
Yes. And then like I said, it's like the description. It's like there's like some kind of like reality inversion, and all of a sudden Genus is gone and Mar-Vell is there. And so like the rest of these, you're just like, how did this happen? And then of course, who shows up on the last page to say, "Hey, it was the reality gem, but it wasn't me this time."
Could it be Thanos?
Who? No, Will. Thanos of Titan.
Oh, that's right. Sorry. Oops.
So yeah, I mean, again, it was kind of like setting up the whole thing, but no, it was pretty good.
Awesome.
Yeah, if you like 90s Surfer, I think this is going to be I love this. The next issue blurb, it says, "Someone has stolen the reality gem and is restructuring the universe to their whims. And it's not Thanos."
I don't know. You see, there seems like to be a lot of perhaps they're protesting a little too much here. It's not Thanos. It's not Thanos. It's not Thanos.
I was going to say, watch it be like some like alternate version of Thanos or something. Yeah. But no, I think from the next issue blurb, I think the big hook is going to be, oh hey, Surfer and Thanos are going to have to team up to save reality.
That's never happened.
But no, I was thinking about it, man. Like, in a perfect world, I would love a Quasar book back, but if we can't get a Quasar book back, can we get some Protector of the Universe, either Mar-Vell or Genus or somebody?
Yeah, I mean...
That slot's been pretty empty since Genus died. Well, Philo, I guess Philo for a while, but even she's not rocking any
was
mega
she
bands.
A Protector? I mean, that whole thing is really murky because how did she get the bands? Because you can't take them off. I mean, it was in this weird bubble reality, too. I mean, I don't know. It was because, I mean, when you get down to it, the bands are more powerful than a cosmic cube, right? So I don't think a cosmic cube should be able to affect them, but whatever.
But I guess we can't make anyone else Protector because Wendell and Avril are still around right now, so.
Yeah, I mean, it's...
All right, I don't mean to speak for anybody else, but hey, Marvel, I have a comic book writer right here. We can write you a Quasar book.
I actually have a few stories.
I was gonna say between you and me, and I think we could wrangle Kona into this. I think, ideas will not be our problem.
Yeah. Wasn't he appeared in Guardians and then Guardians got relaunched? Is that?
Well, Guardians finished. I don't think they've relaunched it yet.
Okay.
Yeah, I don't think there's a Guardians book at the moment. So yeah. So and again, there's no guarantee that if one comes back, that he's going to be in it.
Yeah, but I mean, that was Al Ewing was the writer that brought him back, and then they were switching. Yeah. He and Avril were switching places, right?
Yeah.
And we still don't know how. One, how that happened, and two, what happens next, right?
Or how about, hey, somebody, if anyone writing an Avengers book or anything, how about put Quasar there? Something.
I mean, it's not like he's an Avenger or anything.
I know.
Oh wait.
He does his homework. He reads the files.
He does. He does.
I mean, for God's sakes, people, Moon Knight has a book again.
Couple of balls down the gob. What the F?
No, I like Moon Knight. Jed McKay's doing a great job there.
Yeah, and I know that a certain someone is extraordinarily happy, not only because Moon Knight has a book, but Moon Knight has a series too. So.
Oh yeah, and that was that March 30th, the first episode of Moon Knight, kids. I don't know though, man. It's like, hey, beginning of March, the Batman movie. End of March, Moon Knight. Moon Knight.
Strange.
Moon Knight riding them Batman coattails again.
I love Batman.
Anything else Green Lantern related of late?
Not that I can think of. Have you heard of anything? I mean, no new news on that series or anything.
On the series, no, I don't think so. I mean,
have you seen? I guess in a few months, Justice League 75. They're teasing the death of the Justice League.
I have seen that with the death of John Stewart, supposedly.
I would assume it's John Stewart because I think he was the last Lantern on the League. But if you look at the art for it, everyone's standing around. And like Hal's like front and center on the cover, so there's like one of the rumors is like, oh, maybe they're going to build a new league around Hal Jordan.
Yeah, but they're not going to kill the Justice League.
No. I'm just saying. I haven't told everyone. I think this is an excuse for them. Like with the Justice League Detroit or like the DeMatteis era and stuff. Maybe they're going to build a league that doesn't have all the big seven in it. Maybe it'll be Hal Jordan and some lesser B-list guys maybe.
I don't know. I mean, it's at what point? What was the in the Scarlet Witch, the WandaVision? When does the ship not become the ship anymore?
Yeah. Exactly.
When does the Justice League not the Justice League anymore?
But they go through those cycles. They'll have the big seven, and all of a sudden they have a lesser team. But no, if you look at that art, there's two Lanterns you don't see, so either one could be in the coffin. John Stewart, and I don't think Guy's on there either. So
yeah. But Guy is not exactly persona grata in the League.
Yeah. Well, you know how it is. Someone dies, and everyone sees that. All of a sudden, it's like, oh, he was a great person. It's like, oh, okay.
Okay, he was a terrible person, but he was an awesome Green Lantern.
And their deaths aren't going to be either they're not going to be dead for long, or it's going to be a thing where everyone thinks they're dead, but they're like stranded in another universe, or something like that,
or faking out an alien invasion.
Although I don't know, Will, maybe they will keep Batman dead forever. That's plausible.
I love Batman.
And Superman and Wonder Woman, who just came back from the dead pretty recently. Yeah,
you got me. I'm totally with you now, man. It's for real.
They're all dead. Yeah. Including that Batman, the Batman who they stake like most of their print line on at this point. Yeah, they're going to kill him off and keep him dead.
I love Batman.
That's right. That is completely right.
I don't care. Do it around Nightwing. I don't care.
So what did you read last week?
What did I read?
Yeah.
Well, those two. Of course, there are new Spider-Man stuff. Trying to think of what else I read. I know you don't get your new books till the end of the month, but have you been reading any? Have you been reading anything? Have you working your way through Green Lanterns?
I've really thought about starting at Showcase 22 and like reading one a day. Just because I've got the two big omnibuses that get you up to 75, right? Up there, which I don't think you can see, I've got the Hard Traveling Heroes Deluxe Edition, which is through 89, and then I was doing some search. They had a Space Traveling Heroes hardcover that came out, which is 90 through 106. So theoretically, You could go from Showcase 22 all the way up to 106 of the original Green Lantern series.
Wow.
Except I don't think it has. It may have the O'Neil Adams Flash backup stories, but only the first 3 I think are O'Neil Adams. The other backups I don't think are collected anywhere that I know of yet.
Yeah. Oh, you know, it'd be interesting if you did that. If you read, right from Showcase 22, is like if you read one a day and then did like a little blog on each issue every day, just like a quick paragraph. Be like, seen through my current eyes. Yeah, this is
yeah. But yeah, that's 200. You figure 220 day. If you do once Monday through Friday, say.
Yeah.
You do 5. That's like 40 weeks, 44 weeks to get through. And then the 90 series, you're doing an issue, a day. I would catch up and get past us pretty soon, I think. So I may wait until we're further along.
I mean, I don't care if we get past us, because I was going to say, if you do one a day, yeah, I'll share it on like the Green Lantern page and Facebook page and stuff. You're just like, I need more Hal Jordan. All right.
Actually, I really want to read the Green Lanterns series and Hal Jordan and the Green Lantern Corps.
Yes.
Those were, because I started, and then I need to get the Rebirth issues too, but I kind of dropped off there at Rebirth.
Yeah.
Or just after Rebirth, and then didn't really start coming back in hardcore to Green Lantern till the Grant Morrison stuff.
Yeah. Because, if we stick to the schedule, which we have been, I think... I think Rebirth is like early next year, might be a pretty close to exactly a year almost to today.
Wow.
So, yeah. So,
well, there's going to be a lot fewer crossovers real soon.
What?
And no more Dark Stars.
War of the Green Lanterns. Blackest Night.
Until we get to there, yeah.
hey! Once we get further along, if we start we're like, oh man, we're gonna get close to the end here soon. Which again, it'll probably be another year or two before we even have to think about that. Maybe we'll slow down and start doing like one issue an episode again. But once we start catching up a little bit,
well, there's a lot. That only gets us up to 2005. It's still almost 17 years ago.
yeah.
There's a lot of Green Lantern between then and now.
Oh yeah. At one point, we'll have what, like 2 or 3 just Green Lantern books a month.
Yeah, Green Lantern, and then Red Lanterns, New Guardians, Green Lantern Corps, and Green Lantern. So 4 books a month. Yeah, that's pretty awesome.
Well, you know what? Too, you know what else we could do? Like if we again, I think we're years before we have to worry about this. But if we start running out of stuff, like if we catch up, we can always go back and start doing the Silver Age. The first series,
Silver Age run. Yeah, we already did Showcase 22, but then we could start with the Green Lantern series and go all the way up to, was it 222? I guess
something like that. Yeah, because we only did the last issue, so yeah, we
did the final issue. Yeah. Before we kicked off did you see that link I sent you, by the way?
Yeah. About the whole gray hair.
Where the gray hair came from on Hal. Apparently it was the first issue and drawn there by, Pat Broderick. I would assume at the request of the writer.
Yeah.
Would be my guess. But maybe not. I don't know.
I think for some reason, the writer just wanted him to look all old, like weathered and stuff. Yeah, because I don't think I realized it, but yeah, I've read that thing before. Because even in Action Comics, he didn't have the gray hair or anything. Yeah, It wasn't until that number 1 in 1990.
We never speak of those.
I know.
But you're right. He was never in those things that we don't speak of.
Or even the last issue of the series before. Yeah, he didn't have the gray hair.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Good times.
All right. All right, so should we get to the issues? All right, so that was going to be my next question. So what order do you want to do these in? Do you want to do 66 and 67 first, the annual first, the Superman issue first?
Really? 66 and 67 need to be done as a set, but the rest, it's all interchangeable.
Yeah, the rest of it,
continuing. What are we going to talk the most about, you think?
I would say probably either the 2 issues, 66 and 67, or the annual, maybe just because it's Hal.
Yeah. Let's start with Superman then and get it out of the way.
That's what I was thinking. Yeah.
Yeah.
Because there's not a lot of like character development for Cal, but yeah.
Yeah, and that, the art was great. It was, I believe, Jose Luis Garcia Lopez, I think,
You speak your
did
name.
the art for the Superman.
Yes, here I got all the deets right here.
Awesome.
Superman Volume 2 105 from October 1995. Misperceptions. Yes, writer Dan Jurgens, penciler, Jose Luis Garcia Lopez. We speak your name. Joe Rubenstein, inker, colorist Glenn Whitmore, letterer John Costanza. Oh my, 4 editors: Mike Carlin, Casey Carlson, Chris Duffy, and Mike McGavney.
Yeah, and this felt like this really felt like a fill-in issue of Superman.
Yeah, it does. Yeah, because it really didn't like forward like the Superman plot much either. Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, and you have to look at the cover. Did you not get a little bit of warm fuzzies from the cover because it had the triangle number on it?
Yes, I love triangle numbers. The more specific you can tell me where an issue takes place within the
For our younger viewers out there, Superman came out.
He had
There
four
was a Superman title
monthly
every
books.
week.
Yes.
Yeah, and then there's on the skip weeks, Superman Man of Tomorrow came out. But to make sure that you could read them in the proper order, they had the regular issues had their number, but they also had a triangle number like 1995 1.
Yep.
1995 2, 1995 3, so you could read them through like that, which was pretty darn cool.
So all you had to do was take a quick glance at the cover and put your comics in order. Oh yeah.
And just start going down the pile.
Oh my god, I miss triangle numbers.
I know, aren't they awesome?
I know. All right, so this one, while taking a break from painting a nude model, and it's going to blow up in your face later, Kyle Rayner is whisked away from his apartment and hammered by a gigantic fist. Meanwhile, Superman is attending the ceremony for the maiden voyage of the SS Laura, a ship named after his mother. Jimmy Olsen, who has recently quit the Daily Planet, is covering the story for Cat Grant on WGBS. A giant robot suddenly rises from the water, dropping an unconscious Green Lantern into the water. While Superman checks to see that his fellow hero is okay, the robot seizes the Laura and flings it, passengers and all, into the air. Green Lantern catches the ship while the Man of Steel engages the Metal Menace. One by one, Superman's abilities phase out, and Siphon and Dreadnought reveal themselves as the true villains. Yeah, kids. Who?
Siphon says, not Simon.
PSI/PH Siphon.
Wonder what his powers are.
Convinced that Dreadnought has siphoned enough power to him, Siphon now attacks Superman in person. Superman suggests that he and Kal switch places since these villains have never tried to steal a Green Lantern's power before. During the battle, Jimmy's transmission cuts out, prompting Kat to run a GBS special on the origin of Superman, hosted by Steve Lombard. With the two-pronged attack, Green Lantern creates a second giant robot to tackle the first and takes out Siphon and Dreadnought. Superman's powers return, and the giant robot is revealed to be a being freed from imprisonment in the Earth by Superman. It was betrayed by the two villains and then used by them to take revenge on the Man of Steel. Lantern holds the villains in an energy bubble while they wait for the Metropolis Special Crimes Unit to arrive. But yeah, that giant alien, I believe that's from an Adventures of Superman issue. I think it was the one, it was like right before his death. I think Hal and Guy were in that issue.
We had editor's notes. Another cool thing to have.
Yes, I miss editor's notes too. Yes.
I think it was like Adventure 472 and 440 something, I think, were the two notes that we had. I can't remember for sure.
Let me see if it's on here. But oh yeah, I remember that issue because that's another one. It's like, you know, if we get to the point where we need to go back to some old issues, that's another one. Because like I said, I think Hal and Guy are in it. I think it might even take place like it's either right before the 90s series or like in the middle, like that first arc maybe. Because I think Hal might still be like traveling around and stuff.
Cool.
You know, and I think
does he have gray? We're talking about his gray hair. Does he have gray hair?
I think he does. Yeah. But no, I think it's while he's still traveling the road because I think Guy even says to Superman, he's like, "Oh, that bum ain't gonna help us."
That sounds like Guy.
Oh yes, here it is. Giant robot, actually being that previously appeared in Adventures of Superman. Yes, 473. You're right.
473. Okay, cool.
Yes, 473. Oh yeah, because if you look at the cover, yeah, it's like Superman standing there, Guy's in front of him, Hal's behind him, and it says "Beware their power."
Oh, cool.
Yeah, it's pretty decent. So what did you think of this one, Will?
Pretty decent Superman story with great art by a kind of a legend, you know?
Oh, yeah. I mean, it was good, but it was just like, yeah, like we said, it really didn't. It seemed like almost like a fill-in for Superman,
and Kyle doesn't necessarily come off as super awesome in it because he gets defeated pretty handily, pretty quickly.
one, it's not his book, and I guess they're trying
to
show he's like the new guy on the block and stuff. But it's like had he defeated the villains earlier, it's like we wouldn't have needed to bring Superman in, I guess.
And they were after Superman, or they were trying to get revenge on him and Superman. So
yes, because once again, more villains who think he's Hal Jordan.
Yeah,
because all Earthlings look alike.
That's right. We all do.
Because they showed up I think at least once before. It was like another Adventures, but it's like a really earlier one. And I forget the whole story, but I guess I don't know if they siphoned off Superman's powers, but he came after them as Clark Kent, so that confused them utterly. So because they were like, we want revenge on Superman, we want revenge on Superman and Clark Kent.
Well, that's easy.
I know. Well, that's like I think it was like one of the John Byrne issues where it's like Silver. No. Well, there was an issue with John Byrne with like Silver Banshee. Like I don't know if she could she spoke your name or something. Like she could like kill you or like almost kill Superman. So like he came at her one time dressed as Batman.
Which has a long and illustrious tradition at DC of them swapping places. Yeah.
I was gonna say, can't get JFK to switch places with him again. So hold on, I think I wanted to show you. I found the there we go. I found the cover for that Adventures 473. There you go.
I remember that cover.
Yes. See, there's the cow with his 5 o'clock shadow.
Who did the cover on that? Is that an AT?
It might be because the cover says by Dan Jurgens and Art Thibert, so it might be Art Thibert. Yeah.
Very cool.
Like I said, that was like probably like a year or so before he dies. So Superman.
Very cool. Yeah, not any of the others.
Exactly.
Because we have to be. They've all died, I think. So we have to be specific.
Exactly. All right. So I thought I'd throw that in because it was like cow guest appearance bust. But do you want to get to some of the other stuff?
You bet.
All right.
You want to do the annual, and then we can do the 2 issues with Wally.
That's fine. Yeah.
All
right. Here, I'll do the creative team and stuff, but I don't have a synopsis for the annual, so we'll just.
Well, and that's a good. I don't know. I kind of wish you did because I'm a little confused exactly about what it was.
I know we're gonna talk. Yeah, we're gonna talk about this because I'm like, how does this work? But Green Lantern Volume 3 Annual 4 from October 1995. Also, writers Ron Mars and Kevin Ferreira, pencilers Tom Grindberg and Joe Phillips, inkers Bill Anderson, John Lowe, Dexter Vines, colors Gene D'Angelo, letters Chris Eliopoulos, and editors Kevin Doley and Eddie Berganza. So, all right, so we had 2 writers, 2 pencilers, 3 inkers on this thing. So, was this the time thing or?
And there was a theme on this annual, wasn't there?
What would that theme be, Will?
No, I mean, what for the overall theme for all the annuals that year? Was it like a year 0 or a weird kind?
Was it year 1 or something?
What was the cover for that like? I forget of the annual.
It looked like here I was going to pull it up on my pad here now. Remember, it's got like the blue background. It's got Hal and Cal, but they're all in each other's costumes. But yeah, I think it's like they were all doing like the. Oh wait, here we go.
Yeah, it says year 1 on the front. Yep.
Yeah, they were all doing year 1, so like a lot of the books were doing like untold like year 1 tales. But yeah, this one they basically I guess found the way to show Hal and Cal's first year 1s.
Yeah, and I am somewhat confused at that because I feel like it didn't really happen.
Yeah. Okay. Well, let's get into this. Yeah, because we see Hal as Parallax show up at Alan Scott's home and basically steal Alan's battery.
Yep. And then he goes after Guy.
Yeah.
Well,
Well, I was gonna say then we see Kyle with Donna, and she says, "Yeah, you got some art stuff to do." But yeah, then we see Guy at the bar, which yes, I saw the thing you were mentioning. Will, yes, so. So Guy
why does Guy have a battery?
I mean, technically, we did see him get his ring taken off of him, but we never saw them take a battery off of him.
That's true, but I mean, the Guardians were kind of really good about the paperwork, you know?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
So
what? Yeah, I mean, if anyone could cause trouble with just a battery, you think it would be Guy.
it would be Guy Gardner. Yeah, exactly. So,
I mean, that couldn't be Aricia's, could it? Well, she hasn't had a ring in how long, though, too? Yeah.
that's true. Yeah, she didn't have a. I mean,
And it
maybe
can't-
he could have picked one up on Oa when he was there, but I don't think Cal would have took it back with him, right?
Well, remember that yellow ring worked off Green Lantern energy? Could he have charged that yellow ring off a Green... I mean, we never saw him do it, but couldn't he charge that yellow ring off a Green Lantern battery?
I don't know.
Because it seemed to feed off
I
Green
mean-
Lantern power.
Yeah, Kilowog showed up toward the end of his series while he had the yellow ring.
Oh.
I don't know, but
Oh, yeah, because
Anyway.
I mean, Kilowog was spending time with the Justice League. Could that be Kilowog's battery?
potentially, I don't know.
Because
I
look,
thought it was
because
weird.
look, like that first panel we see Guy, it looks like that battery's sitting next to like a picture or a statue of Kilowog. So
Kilowog, yeah, and he's talking to Kilowog, so I guess it could be, but
because I was going to say, it can't be Hal's battery blew up. It can't be Hal's.
yeah, and the batteries that. I mean, there would be a lot of batteries just kind of, there would be 3,600. Well, no, there
Yeah.
wouldn't because we only had like 20 or 30 people. Well, but what happened to all the batteries from the original before those all went dead?
Could it be John Stewart's battery?
Potentially, I guess. I mean, I don't know.
Gnort?
Gnort.
So yeah,
I don't know. I mean, I don't guess we really know. So, when the battery first was destroyed back at the end of the Green Lantern series, Silver Age Green Lantern series, those batteries would be out there, right?
Yeah. I guess they're hinting that this is his battery because Hal shows up. He says the Guy, because I wanted to make sure I remember this right. He says the Guy, I'm here for your battery, Guy.
Yeah, which is, I don't know. That I found that a little confusing. Just
I mean, unless they just found the Icardi when they took his ring, unless they just found a way to turn it off or something, maybe.
I don't know. It was. I just thought it was a weird little bit of continuity that kind of, stood out for me.
Yeah.
But anyway, Hal has 2 batteries now.
Yeah, because Guy tries to attack him, and Pow just blasts him aside and disappears with both batteries. Then we see Cal trying to work in his apartment, but he's just drawing sexy pictures of Donna.
Yeah.
Okay. I'm assuming they had. Okay, here's another thing. Hal takes both batteries to a closed down Ferris aircraft testing ground. So I'm assuming they had someplace outside of Coast City.
Good point. I hadn't tumbled to that one yet. Yeah. I guess it was on the outskirts. I mean, but
Yeah.
how? Okay. We'll roll with that.
And I'm like, wasn't Mars at least one of the writers? He's the, he first issue, he knew that's, Coast City was gone. Hal brings both batteries to, some Ferris aircraft testing site. And
Well, and actually, if you'll remember in Green Lantern 46, Carol was on her way to Ferris Air,
Yes.
which wasn't called Ferris Air anymore, talking to somebody there, and they got disconnected, right? Because they got blown up.
yes. That's what I'm saying. This has to be somewhere outside Coast City for this to make any sense.
Yeah. It has to be a secondary, like, airfield or something, yeah.
I'm sorry. I mean, I love Mars, but I don't know. This issue just seemed like it was, they rushed it out because they're like, oh, everyone's doing a year 1 annual. You got to do a year 1 annual. We see Hal trying to charge off Alan and Guy's batteries. Okay, Alan's has the Star Heart. Okay, I get that, but shouldn't Guy's
magic?
Yes, but shouldn't Guy's battery be dead, or is there just like a tiny bit of whatever charge is left in there?
I don't know. I would think that it would be dead because it had.
I mean,
my understanding,
yeah,
is that Central Power Battery on Oa sends out to the batteries all over the universe.
Yeah, and
then the rings get charged off those batteries. So.
Yeah, these little batteries are pulling from the central battery, but right now, there's no central battery. So then we see, Cal tries to charge his ring, and we see, Hal and Cal switch places. And it's not and Cal doesn't neither one of them start where they were at when they were charging their rings. Hal goes back to basically the beginning of issue 54, and Cal's like early in the Silver Age, it looks like. So
yeah. Well, Showcase 20, the Invisible Destroyer was, I think, the Showcase 22 issue. I can check on that while you're.
Yeah, I'm trying to remember if it was the first one or not, but. Okay, I see what okay, now that I'm looking at the actual page. Ron Mars was the plot, and this Kevin Ferreira was the dialogue. So.
Okay.
So, they look like they switched costumes, and all of a sudden, Cal's like, "Wait a minute, I'm containing a nuclear explosion."
Oops.
And he runs into the Invisible Destroyer.
There we go.
I was trying to think, I'm like, when's the last time anyone's seen the Invisible Destroyer?
Let's see.
I mean, did he make it out of Showcase?
I think that was still a Showcase. I'm looking at the Green Lantern #1 series right now. Yeah, because he's fighting a big puppet on the cover of #1 there.
Yeah.
So Showcase, this have to be Showcase 22 or 23, I would guess.
But yeah, I was just thinking, oh man, can you imagine if Kona was here? Like, who's the Invisible Destroyer? It's like, oh.
All right, 22. Okay, let's see.
But yeah, so basically, Cal basically blasts him, and he's like, "Oh, I'm materialized. I'm real."
Okay, that means I can shut you up. Showcase 23.
Oh, okay.
He's on the cover.
All right, so so this is like the second issue of Hal ever appeared in. So, Cal's like, "Oh, you're real. I can lock you up and stick an apple in your mouth."
Yeah, exactly.
I love it. He just leaves him sitting there. But he's like, "I'm in Hal's old costume in Hal's old city, wearing his old ring, fighting an old enemy."
Yeah.
But he's like,
actually, I thought that was kind of cool. I guess different rings are different. You would just know.
I mean, it looks different because Cal's doesn't have the circle thing around it. So, yeah. And we really don't get into it too. But I thought it would have been interesting if Cal would have been like, "Man, this damn thing ain't working against anything yellow."
Yeah, I know. That's what I was like. He's at a definite disadvantage now.
So then we see he's like, "What's happening in my life?" And then we see Hal kissing Alex. The beginning of issue 54.
Mm-hmm. But yeah, I see how the Starheart could have maybe magically swapped their places, but then
that's the only thing I can think of. I was like, the only way this is possible because it's the Starheart, maybe. Yeah,
and then the magic was undone when they did it again, so it never actually happened, except they have memories of it. I don't know.
Maybe the second recharge reset them because neither one of them recharges it again on the Starheart the second time.
Yeah. Well, see what? Because it's weird. It would have been. I think I could have understood it a little bit more if Kyle was like in Hal's body and he was referred to as Hal.
Yes.
And all that, but he wasn't. He was referred as Kyle.
Yes, they did not quantum leap it. Yeah, no. Yeah, no. Yeah. It's like Alex is calling Hal.
Hal. Yeah. I'm like. It was a little just confusing, but
Cal goes to Ferris Air, and Carol's calling him Kyle Rayner. Yeah, so of course, Cal goes to Ferris Air, finds the battery and everything, and he's like, "Oh, cool, Hal was a test pilot." And then Hal's sitting around, and Cal's like thinking, maybe I can make this work. Let's see, I have a ring again, I'm Green Lantern again, I have a hot girlfriend. Yes. So, he left the apartment, but he comes back. And, of course, it's issue 54, kids. Who was there?
Major Force. Sorry.
That's right, kids. The Maytag repairman.
That's right.
But, he was choking. But this time, she's not in the refrigerator. So, I'm assuming Hal got here before Cal did the first time. So,
yeah.
Because he still, looks like he's strangling her. So,
this feels like, feels like this kind of dream worlds. They were both in dream worlds and not really in the past or in their year one.
But there's some kind of connection because Hal would have no memory of this. Cal would have no memory of Hal's early career.
Hal stuff, yeah.
Again, maybe it's just the Starheart sharing stuff with each other, them.
Potentially, yeah. It's just kind of weird.
Yeah. But of course, Hal defeats Major Force, and then he's like, "Oh, what's this chunk of rock?" And Hal's like, "I think I know. It's a battery."
Hey, we knew that.
I know. Oh, what about this scene with Cal back in the past, and one of the Guardians shows up, and it's like, "Green Lantern of Earth, get out there!
Do your job."
There's some weird some weird experiment run amok, rampaging through the city. Go defeat it. Kyle's like, no.
And he literally blows them off.
Mm-hmm. That's right. But he's like, sorry to do this, but I got important things to do. Yeah, because he grabs Hal's battery and takes off. And then, of course, Hal's moping in the present.
Yeah.
With him. I mean, he still has the gray hair, but he got a slick new haircut. He's like, I can't stay. And then...
Okay, I will.
Of course, this isn't supposed to happen. And, of course, after they make out a little bit, she's like, will you stay? He's like, yes. But, yeah. But Cal all completely confused. He's sitting there on a cliff saying, what happened? All I did was charge my ring like every other time. He's like, and he starts charging on Hal's battery.
Yeah, and I think the Guardian we're talking about maybe a story that's in Showcase 24. I was going through some of those. I'm not sure. It's been a long time since I've read those. So, but yeah, that may have been what he was talking about. But
so yeah, Hal's like, he decides to do this. He's like, I'm back. He's like, first I'm going to take in major force and find out who sent him.
And take down all those bad guys, yeah.
Yeah, he's like, let me just charge up this ring. So he charges on Cal's battery, and then they get swapped back. And then next thing
at the end, the next thing they know, they show up at Alex's grave.
Yes.
But as they're leaving, there's a Green Lantern energy a green rose there.
Yes. Who left it? Is that what you're going to say?
Who left it? Yeah.
I don't know. Well, it's weird because Hal's like, I knew her, and
Yeah.
So when hey kid, you should next time I try to wind back time, let me do it because I can bring her back along with everyone else. And I was just like, shut your filthy mouth.
Shut it.
Because Hal's kind of hinting around. And it's like, I knew her for 5 minutes. I love her too.
Yeah.
But it's like, again, it's weird because I don't think he ever brings up Alex again.
No.
Yeah. So if you want something to make you think, kids, maybe you can pick up this issue. But
read this annual.
Yeah. But again, yeah, the whole time travel thing, I chalked that up to the Starheart.
Mm-hmm.
And Hal doing two at once,
yeah.
The Starheart and another battery, which shouldn't be there. But
I really think it was kind of this magical other place that they went and not actually time traveled.
I'm trying to remember, is the Starheart is it sentient at all? Because
it's been so many things. I mean, it was it used to be magic that was contained, and then the Alan Scott was, and then I don't know.
That's what I was thinking. I was like, maybe it's just like chaotic magic or something, or I was like, if it's sentient, maybe it's like saw them both of them charging at the same time. It's like, hey, let's do the swap. Maybe we can pound some sanity in the Hal's head or something. I don't know.
But I mean, Jeff Thorne has been, dealing a lot with, what the Guardians did to magic and,
yes,
creating order in the universe in the latest series. So maybe we'll get some more I think he even mentions the Starheart at one point.
I think so, because it wasn't
first or second issue, maybe.
Yeah, wasn't that one of those aliens was like, you have it locked up or something, or
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that, this issue. Yeah, I wanted your take on this. I was like, every time I read this, I'm like,
I don't know. I don't feel like this is a Ron Mars issue. Because I think and I don't mean issue as in the issue of the comic. I mean the problem with this issue. I don't think it comes from Mars. I think it comes from the other writer. Yeah,
again, there was 2 writers, 3 artists. I think there was just too many cooks in the kitchen on this thing.
Mm-hmm.
And again,
I think the editors would have caught some of this, but whatever.
I mean, I think they were trying to squeeze it into the year 1 concept too, because some books, I remember the Superman books, I think all his year 1 books were just like untold tales of his first year and stuff. Like the Batman books, they did like the first year of the Scarecrow, the first year of the Riddler, stuff like that. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Didn't the Batman books have not necessarily a triangle number, but a bat number or something on them for a while?
No, I don't think. I think sometimes they might have did, part 1 of whatever.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, they never did triangle. I wish they had done triangle numbers, but I don't think they did. That's right, kids. Lots of Batman.
I love Batman.
All right, so should we get to the main event?
Well, yeah. I mean, overall, what's your take? How do you feel about this annual?
Again, like I said, it's like, I mean, it's not required reading. If you want something goofy, something to make you, again, pick it up. But I mean, if you skip this one, you're not really missing much.
As I was reading this one, I was looking through the the others, and the next year's annual is Legends of the Dead Earth, and I was like, I completely forgot about that.
Oh, I know. Yeah. It's just like different versions of every hero. I don't know. I forget how.
I haven't read it. I'm going to have to reread it when we get to that point.
Oh my god, I've read a bunch of those, but I don't know if I've read them since they came out. I mean,
yeah, I don't think I have.
It's just like future versions of like characters, kids, like thousands of years in the future or something. Yeah.
Yeah, we've got lots of crossovers coming. We have to get up to Green Lantern 1 million.
Oh yeah. We're gonna get there. Yeah.
Not sequentially. Trust us. Not sequentially.
Oh my. All right.
It's a lot of issues. It's a lot of crossovers with Guy Gardner and Dark Stars.
I think 1 million is like kind of around the, what is that, issue 106 or 107? It might be between 106 and 107, something like that. So yeah. All right, so let's get to these issues. All right, kids. When Kyle Rayner officially met Wally West.
Mm-hmm.
Green Lantern 66 from September 95. I love the title. Fast Friends? ? Part 1. Yeah, Ron Mars, penciler Paul Pelletier, Romeo Tangle, inker Rob Schwager, colorist, letterer Albert de Guzman, editors Kevin Dooley and Eddie Berganza. Yeah, so no Daryl Banks. I mean, I like the art again this time, but it wasn't a Daryl Banks. The only quick synopsis. The Flash follows the villain Sonar to New York City, where he is already battling Green Lantern.
Okay, that's pretty much it.
Yes. But yes, it's a new Sonar, kids.
Yes. He wants to be king of New York.
It's a hipper 90s, he's got the long hair.
Yeah. And he's super buff.
Yeah. Got that 90s bod. Yeah. But no, it's interesting in the beginning because this is going to come up in the next few weeks. Yeah. Cal gets attacked by some guy in armor in the beginning and knocks over some guy in a wheelchair. And he's like, you shouldn't have to be in that wheelchair. Let me see if I can use my ring to give you legs. And he does.
Which seems kind of random, but...
I know. I'm like, do constructs last forever?
Quantum constructs do.
Oh, true.
Quasar.
But I mean, he has to recharge that ring every time the charge runs out. So I mean, I don't know. Or would the construct? Yeah, the construct would come from the ring. Well, I would know. One of the in everything you want to know about Quasar's quantum bands that Mark Grunwald said, basically sent to his editor on how the quantum bands work. One thing he does mention is Green Lantern's ring. And then if they stop focusing on it, it just goes away, right? Well, that's what I was thinking. I was like, I thought it was all willpower with this ring,
I mean, it's almost like he linked the guy to his ring so he could draw a little bit of power to make his legs. I mean, I don't know for sure. I guess we're going to find out. I'd forgotten about this storyline.
Yeah, this is going to come back, especially in Underworld Unleashed. So Kyle flies away. It's like, hey, look, I got somebody out of a wheelchair. Good job. And then we see, before he makes it to New York, Sonar's tearing up a bank, City Hall in Keystone City. So that's how he gets the Flash on his case.
Now, I have a problem with a guy that uses sound, which travels at 300 meters per second.
Yes.
Maximum speed of sound. That is Mach 1. I have a guy that uses sound. I have a problem with a guy that uses sound being any kind of problem for the Flash.
Yes, who can travel faster than the speed of sound. Yes.
Yes.
I guess you kind of have to say, does he underestimate him? You always have to make some allowance, Will, because in reality, the Flash should never get taken by surprise. The Flash should never
in the history of ever. Yeah.
Nobody should be able to, unless they sneak sucker punch him or something, nobody should be able to touch him. Nobody should.
Even if they shoot him and he doesn't know it, as soon as the bullets just start touching.
There's an issue, I think, in the late 80s. Yeah, he's like sitting in a movie theater. All of a sudden, he's like, ow, what's that in the back of my neck? And it's like a slow moving bullet. He's like, I guess the minute he felt that bullet touch his neck, he started like speeding up. So it's like, the bullet kind of stopped moving or it's moving very, very slow.
Yeah.
But no, basically, Sonar, they battle for a while, but then Sonar gets away.
And they, they battle for a while, and then he goes to New York, right?
Yes. I love this when Cal comes home and Radu's like, I haven't seen you in the last week or two. He's like, I've kind of been out of town, that Titans crossover we did 3 weeks ago.
I don't remember what you're talking about, Phil.
Yeah, he's getting a latte to go because he has work upstairs. But he meets a new neighbor, Allison,
Mm-hmm.
and she's a model. and we know from that Superman issue he likes to draw new models. Kids, I don't know where this is going, but we're good.
So, actually, you bring up a good question. Spoilers.
Yes.
He and Donna break up.
Yes.
I wonder if this was completely starting to set that up, because it happens pretty quickly now, doesn't it? Like within the next 2-3 issues, 4 issues.
I think by 70, but then they get back together for a while, and then her son dies, and then she leaves the book for good. So
yeah, it's been a long time since I've read.
Yeah. So I think they break up around 70, but then he goes on that road trip where he meets like spoilers. We're gonna be getting Batman, Captain Marvel, Shazam, Captain Marvel, Wonder Woman. And then we get that 74 and 75 where like John Stewart comes back to the book and stuff. And I think by 75 they're back together maybe. But then what is it, like mid or late 80s? Like I said, like her son dies and she's out again.
And that's the reboot of the Titans, I think, around that time.
I think that's another yeah. And then Jade shows up. Yeah. Oh yeah. Won't be too long till we get there.
We'll get there.
I mean, we don't have many Guy Gardner and Dark Stars left, so.
That's right.
Yeah. Hey, think about this. I mean, I pounded you with a lot of Guy Gardner and stuff, but the last 3 weeks we haven't talked any Guy Gardner or Dark Stars. Okay. That's true. Even that Titans crossover, there was no Guy Gardner. Okay.
It was not Way of the Warrior. Oh my.
Did something happen in that, or people just flex? What?
Oh, wait, what?
But yeah, Cal goes to the roof. He's like, I have paying work, but it's been a while since I, just did some arches for me. And then he gets knocked off the roof by a sonic wave. Then we get that splash page of him flying off. Yeah. I mean, for not Daryl Banks' issue, this art is still pretty good.
Oh yeah.
I think
I remember some other stuff that wasn't he an artist on Superboy? Maybe.
Oh yeah, maybe. Yeah.
Yeah, he's really good at Paul Pelletier.
Yeah.
I hope I'm pronouncing that right. If not, I apologize.
Yeah, but yeah, it's him. I think they knew at this point, if you're not going to have Daryl Banks on an issue, you better keep the art quality pretty similarly high. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Well, yeah, we see Cal trying to cage and attack Sonar, and then who shows up in the last page?
Dun dun dun.
And he's like, Flash is like, one side, let somebody who knows what he's doing take over. And then that brings us to 67, kids. Yeah, there's Sonar looking all buff on the cover of 67. But they're arguing at the beginning of this issue, and Sonar's like, excuse me, I'm here to trash you guys.
And they get on each other's nerves, so they don't work together. Yeah. But by the end, they have a little respect for each other, right?
Yeah, well, yeah. And then the guy who Cal gave legs, all of a sudden his legs disappear. And it's like, wait a minute, because he cuts his hand, and I guess his concentration slips. Yeah. But yeah, last we see him as an evil look on his face. I swear, I've lost them before. I'm going to find a new way I will lose them again.
Oh wait, does he become a regular occurring villain after this?
Not reoccurring, but yeah, he is going to show up during Underworld Unleashed. So okay, yeah.
Wow, it's been a long time since I've read these issues.
Yeah, I think that's the next Cal stuff we're actually going to cover is Underworld Unleashed.
I read these before my kids were born. Okay,
me too. But yeah, most of the second one is just Cal and Wally West trying to take down Sonar, and then I love how they're trying to figure out how to take him down and giving each other attitude. And Cal just says, "Why don't you go break the sound barrier or something?" And they look at each other like, "Wait a minute,
that's a good idea."
So I love that. Wally's like, "Sure, you can keep up with me." And I love he's got I think we got this in Quasar too, because Cal's like, that kind of speed in space, no problem, but here in the on Earth, yeah,
in an atmosphere, that's kind of difficult without causing major collateral damage, right?
People and buildings in the way, yeah. So they create a giant sonic boom, which I guess takes out Sonar, and Cal bubbles them up.
And then you get a nice splash page in the end with them leaving.
Oh yeah, like split in half, and both of them saying he couldn't have done it without me. But that isn't the end of the kids. Sometime I forget how long it is, but yeah, we're gonna get to the 2-issue. What is it? Faster Friends with its those two, and then Alan Scott and Jake Garrick. Yeah.
I think the first issue is like Green Lantern Flash, and the second issue is Flash Green Lantern.
Yeah,
something like that.
Yeah. But it's on the schedule, kids.
Sorry, a hound dog just ran underneath my legs. I'm like, what are you doing up?
Oh my. But yeah, so I love how Wally's like talking about. He's like, yeah, my uncle and Hal used to always team up. He's like, and people just expect Green Lantern and Flash to be a team.
They did at Marvel. I was Quasar and Makari, right?
I mean, I think by the time JLA starts, which we'll get there too, you know, Cal's kind of earned Wally's respect. So, but the whole thing with Wally was just, you know, he's like, you know, I've been, you know, he's put in the time. He's like, you know, I've been a superhero since I've been like 12.
Yeah,
this guy just
exactly.
gets handed the ring, and
yeah, you know, and that's something that, you know, Ron Mars said that I hadn't considered, which, you know, Hal was already a hero, you know, because he was a fearless test pilot, you know, The Right Stuff, which is, you know, a movie that I love too. But with Kyle, he wanted to take someone that wasn't a hero and make them a hero, which that's cool too.
Mm-hmm. And I think Hal's already like made a name for himself before like he started teaming up like big time with like the Justice League and stuff. Like Cal, I love how Mars was like, I love Superman. I was like, oh, I couldn't tell you had him, you know, in Cal's second issue, or third issue, that, you know, he kept reoccurring. He was in that big group from 63 and 64.
Yeah,
I couldn't tell you I love Superman. So easily 66 and 67 were the best this week. The best of the pack.
Definitely. The Superman book was good, but it was...
Again, it seemed like filler, yeah.
Just like a filler issue, you know. And, I mean, the art was great.
Yeah.
But, and then the annual was just weird.
Yeah. Again, it's like, guy had a battery, what?
What? Yeah. And what had the time? No, what? No, it's just weird.
Although, like I said,
and the art wasn't really up to, you know, like Darryl Banks or even Paul Pelletier standards in the annual. It was
like again another case of too many cooks in the kitchen. What was there, like 3 artists? So yeah, I think that was the other problem too. It's like the art just kept shifting because there was
inconsistent
different artists. Yeah,
but yeah, definitely 66 and 67. But you know, these are kind of like basically a big slugfest too. You know, there's not a whole lot of
definitely the second one was definitely
forward plot movement, you know, for the book or anything like that. You know, we had a little bit of stuff with the, you know, the guy that he gave the green legs to, but then the rest of it was just, you know, kind of this slugfest.
Well, I think it was setting up the whole Cal Rayner, Wally West thing where it's going to be like, you know, these two, you know, it's going to be the buddy cop comedy where they can't stand each other for the first couple. Yeah.
And then they finally, you know, have a respect for each other.
Exactly.
It's 48 hours. Sorry.
By the time we get to JLA in April.
Yeah.
So yeah, but again, everything this week still better than Guy Gardner, Way of the Warrior. I'll take that annual over Way of the Warrior.
That was just a big old mess. I mean, there was just so much going on, and you know, it's just like this issue moved to plot, you know, and it just didn't seem very coherent. At least to me. Yeah,
Way of the Warrior didn't seem like it even had a story. The annual, as goofy as it was, had a story.
Yeah, absolutely.
And once again, like I said, we never saw what happened. The guy's battery. You don't know.
Yeah, and you know, crossovers have got to be tough because you want something that has enough standalone that, you know, people feel like they're getting, you know, a unit of story. You know. But it also has to be part of a continued larger whole. So, you know, important things have to happen there, you know. So plotting out like a 4 or 5 issue crossover or something across 5 titles, it's got to be a nightmare, I would imagine.
Oh, definitely.
But hey, it has been done and done well. It's also been done and done not so well.
I know. All right, well, so do you want your homework for next week?
Please tell me more.
All right, so not only will we get the Green Lantern 68 and 69, Oh, let's see if Lilith ones come back. Green Lantern 68 and 69, which is the Underworld Unleashed stuff. We will cover Guy Gardner Warrior 36 and 37, and Dark Stars 35 and 36.
That's it for Dark Stars, right?
No, it might be an issue or two and more after. Yeah. Oh, yeah, no. Oh, no, in 2 weeks will be our last Dark Stars, last 2 Dark Star issues.
Gotcha. So 38. It made it to 38, and Guy Gardner made it to like 44.
Yeah, so next week will be 36 and 37, and then in 2 weeks will be 38 and 39, so.
Cool.
We're getting there. Like I said, in 2 weeks we'll be done with Dark Stars, so.
I'm kind of curious to see how that ends, because it started so differently than it has been for the last, 12, 15 issues of the series since we've been following it, on the podcast here. So, yeah.
And next week, I was looking at the cover, Dark Stars 36. We're doing 35 and 36. Dark Stars 36. The time this week, Donna gets a visit from an old friend, Wally West.
Okay.
It's all connected.
He is the Flash.
That's true. All right, kids. So, send your thoughts. Yeah, next week, Guy Gardner Warrior 36 and 37, Green Lantern 68 and 69, and Dark Stars 35 and 36. So, send your thoughts. Email us, capesandlunatics@gmail.com, or call the voicemail 614-382-2737. That's 614-38-CAPES. And remember to follow Sector 2814 on Facebook, on Twitter. Go join the Green Lantern fan group on Facebook. Hey, go subscribe to the YouTube channel. Every episode we do gets a video. See that handsome Devil Will all red up close and personal on the YouTube channel. See?
I'm sorry.
Look at that smile. But most importantly, if you can, please subscribe to the Patreon. Once again, we're all supporting this ourselves. Every little bit helps. We have the way we're doing it now. The interviews, you'll get them like 2 weeks ahead of time on the Patreon before they hit the podcast, and Patreon exclusive, and will not go anywhere else. The worst superhero movie bracket started this month, so you can get episode 1 now. The 1990 Captain America movie versus Howard the Duck is up right now.
So you're gonna have to spoil it for me.
I will tell you
after.
because I was gonna say these people got to pay to see what happened. But yeah. All right, so subscribe to the Patreon, or get yourself some Capes and Lunatics or Capes and Lunatics Sidekicks merch. Everything is at Linktree, linktr.ee/Capes and Lunatics. And plus, I have a young lady by the name of Lilith Hellfire, maybe working on a website for us. So stay tuned. All right, Mr. Allred, master of the Lantern Corps, master of the Quantum Zone, master of the Crossover Division, and the Kickstarter. Where can people find you?
You can find me at Wallred, that's at WALLRED, on Gmail and Twitter and Facebook and all those places. You can also find my self-published book via Kickstarter Crossover Division. The first 2 issues are out. The 3rd issue has been funded and is very close to getting printed. We're just waiting for some art to finish up on it. You can also go to diaryofnight.com and find Diary of Night with artist Gene Gonzalez. It's another thing I wrote. And it's weird how Quasar keeps getting mentioned in these things, but if you really think Quasar is cool, which we obviously do, then you can find out all kinds of cool stuff about Quasar at the Quantum Zone, quantumzone.org.
I, of course, love Hal Jordan. Seems like I'm getting a package every other day. I hope it's going somewhere nice.
I'll put it in my navel.
I can't believe you let me forget again. Okay, kids. Hopefully he will be back soon. Yes, Mr. Macona. You can check him out all over social media. The dog fighting, the world travels, all of it. At Macona on all social media. MATTKONA.
And this is not actual dog fighting.
No. It's just at the dog park,
Sparkly quantum tentacles?
No, he's not Michael Vick. No.
It's a bit of a heel turn. The yin to Darkhawk's yang.
See you later, bunkies!
Oh, wait. Here we go, Conan. It's been a while.
Suck it, Lilith.
All right. All right, kids. Yeah, come back next week. 2 Guy Gardner issues are back. 2 Dark Star issues are back. And, of course, we got the Green Lantern.
Nice.
Join us, won't you? I'm serious. I'm going to message Will. I'm going to be like, hey, we're doing issue 69 next week.
And then 100 issues later.
Well, no. April, we're gonna do a crossover with her and my Justice League podcast where we do JLA, man.
JLA.
Yeah. Cool. So if not before, we'll be here in April, kids. And if you listen to this whole podcast,
oh, and hey, happy 1-year anniversary.
Yay! That's right, kids. Episode 52. All right, join us next time, and remember, don't be grabbing strange people's batteries. Good night.
Hi, I'm Russell.
And I'm Justin.
And we're from the
Hold up. Listen up, you nerds. Tired of being a little goody two-shoes? Had enough of always talking about acts of courage and heroism? Well, you have come to the right place, I guess. Tomes of Evil is the comic book supervillain podcast, where every month we do a deep dive on a different comic book supervillain, as well as multiple sub-series on some of the most iconic foes of all time, including Darkseid, Doctor Doom, Scarecrow, and...
Name's Hobgoblin, and you're right on time for your funeral.
I better be getting paid for this. So what are you guys waiting for? Bring on the bad guys.
Tomes of Evil, a comic book villain podcast.